Fighting out of the blue corner. She weighed in at already 134.2 pounds. She comes with a record of 2 wins and no defeats. She comes in with that X on her chest, repping Factory X. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you PeLar Handie! And her opponent fighting out of the red corner. She also comes to us with an undefeated record of 1 win and no defeats. She weighed in at already 133.6 pounds. She represents Mountain Beast MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Melody Flores! Your referee, Mr. Armando Castro.
Armando Castro, the third man in for this opening bout of our main card at Colorado Combat Club 30. PeLar Handie has Coach Mark Montoya as well as Coach Greg G Money Juarez in her corner. PeLar also a purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Does have a couple of fights in kickboxing and Muay Thai as well.
Left is Flores.
Now, one thing that, a lot of times we see a lack of with amateurs, especially early on, but we're not seeing a shortage of it so far from PeLar, is feinting.
That head kick landed from Handie. Almost got her with the spinning back fist too. I didn't see if it landed clean. Shot
Body
attempt.
lock by PeLar.
Nice way to get to the back.
See if she's going to get an inside hook.
It's a hook, almost looking for that Henzo Gracie trip now.
One of my favorite trips, I'm not going to lie.
But if nothing else right now, PeLar is doing a great job of putting her weight on top of Flores and making Flores have to carry her.
I like how she's emphasizing picking up that leg. It's going to throw Flores off her balance.
The only thing that PeLar is potentially missing a little bit of right now in that takedown attempt, or that trip, if you will, is a little bit of lift.
I agree. Those are not very comfortable. Get a dead leg real quick.
Sweet pea with the knee to the body from the here.
I would like to see her drop down to a leg, possibly attempt a different takedown. Flores, being the shorter fighter, is going to have a lower center of gravity, so we've got to get underneath her.
Yeah, and Flores needs to do a better job now of trying to get her right elbow inside. Now she's trying to go over the top of the head. It's just not going to work well against a taller fighter like PeLar.
She does have the guillotine. A Sweet Pea has the mount, so I don't think she can finish here.
More than anything, it's a tight squeeze. It's not really something that's there. PeLar is going to pop her head out in just a moment.
Just got to stay comfortable here and not panic. I would like to see...
And there she goes, crossbody. The hold has completely lost its pressure now.
Starting to fight the hands now. Nice. Good fight there.
Measured first round between the two of these ladies so far. But again, I think that we see a little bit of that experience coming into play between the two of them. It wasn't just an all-out barn burner type of affair right out of the chute. And we start talking about mixing things up with feints. We start, as you scale up in competition, the ratio of feint to strike is drastically different from when you're on the lower side with amateurs. We start looking at a sliding scale. Some of the statistical analysis out there suggests that in your higher level striking pro fights, you're having about 8 feints to every 2 strikes. Whereas On the amateur side of things, well, we might be having 8 strikes to
Yeah.
2 feints,
Well,
or
yeah.
maybe 10-0.
Yeah, they're not as interested in playing that chess game. It's just brawling. Not with these guys. They're very composed.
And a touch of the gloves here to start the second round.
Melanie?
Lead kick from PeLar just misses.
Ooh,
PeLar
nice.
feints low, goes high, though. That caught the attention of Flores.
Nice
Good
jab.
jab.
The thing I will say is PeLar certainly did her homework on Melody for this. She said, I know that I need to avoid the right hand at all costs.
Sweet Pea's starting to open up this round. That was
And it's a good move that she's throwing that lead leg kick high, because that's going to keep that right hand glued to Flores' head to protect it. She's going to be afraid to throw it with as much composure.
She has a beautiful level change because the feint looks like it's going low and then it pops high out of nowhere.
And in general, working on the lead leg of Flores with those chopping leg kicks, that diminishes some of the effectiveness of that powerful right hand.
You see the redness on her thigh?
And PeLar is doing a great job of working both inside and outside of the lead leg of Flores right now. Flores is having a little bit of a difficulty trying to find her way inside of the long range from PeLar.
I'm really loving the composure from Sweet Pea. Every time she throws a combo, she'll check and reset in her stance. And that shows high level right there.
Melody has to do something to start to disrupt the timing and the
Yeah.
rhythm of PeLar, because PeLar, she's flowing right now. She's in a flow state. You could tell that she's in a zone.
Totally.
Yeah, I would like Melody to go ahead and throw some leg kicks to get her off at that timing. Like PeLar she's picking her apart from the outside, being real composed and sharp. For Melody to get any type of momentum, she's gonna have to change the rhythm.
Big left hand from PeLar. PeLar starting to unload up against the fence here.
Melody's holding on now. Let's see if she can recover after that flurry.
Those were some hard shots.
Yes, they were.
Might have been a slight miscalculation, though, from PeLar, though, fellas. I mean,
Yeah.
she crashed a little bit as she was starting to unload with that flurry. If she were to have remained at range and been a sniper, she could have potentially been able to put her away right there. I could be wrong.
No.
but could have been the
He
case.
landed just down.
Two
Another
big
body.
knees to the body up against the post.
That's a third. She's hurting. Take a little slip there at the end.
Yeah,
I think the ref
flip over the referee.
Oh, shoot.
But back to what you were saying there, Jordan, where she kind of put herself in a disadvantage falling into that and then going into the clinch. I've been there. I've been on that, we're long, lanky fighters. We land a good shot and then we rush all in. That's just going to come from experience and more time in the cage, more reps and everything, where she'll visually be able to see that, take a step back instead of rushing in.
Certainly. But that all to be said, a strong round in that second frame for PeLar Handie. In this third and final round, if we're talking about keys to victory for Melody Flores, guys, I think that she just kind of has to throw caution to the wind and go, for a lack of a better term, has to go blitzkrieg mode and take a risk of potentially being in a bad position or getting finished to try to find her shot. Because right now, what she's trying isn't working.
Yeah, she's got to embrace that walk 'em down style and just bite down and swing.
Just for and not dirty in a sense of cheating, but has to make the fight dirty. Has to get in tight. Use maybe some hockey style clinch, punches from very tight quarters while you have an overhook.
Totally.
Something to disrupt the rhythm and the timing of PeLar.
Yeah, because Sweet Pea's technique is clearly better, but Melody could make it dirty with her spirit and her tenacity.
PeLar also appears to be the fresher of the two.
I agree.
PeLar is now also starting to get big reaction drawn off of those leg kicks.
I like these stance switches from Sweet Pea because they're well timed. Every time she's switched, it's dodged a big leg kick or a big windup from Melody.
She actually heard a little stance switch cue from Yusuf the Moroccan Devils Alalio. When Yusuf's in the building, you could hear Yusuf from wherever he's.
Yes.
But he did make a great point though in what he said, in that high kick from the open stance is there. That rear arm is starting to duck a little bit lower toward the hip for Flores. We could see a stance switch with that rear kick come from PeLar off of the switch.
Good check left.
Just been a incredible understanding of the timing and the range though from PeLar in this fight. For a 2-0 amateur this is her first fight in Colorado, this is an impressive show.
Totally, I'm very impressed. Beautiful right cross there.
And where did that right cross open up though, boys? It opened up off of the hip feint that had Flores drawn a big reaction to avoid a leg kick. Well, uncorks the right hand. Another big 1-2 from PeLar. Flores is a dog. She's still trying to find her mark, but it's just a lot tougher of a task than it is to say verbally.
Totally, you gotta admire her willingness not to get overwhelmed in this situation. She's still a gamer at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that she's throwing caution to the wind and trying to throw something spinning to work something. PeLar might also be trying to find a spin of her own.
Called it.
That was the closest to a right hand finding a mark for Flores all fight so far. Handie cannot get lazy at this point, but a big right hand from PeLar lands on the return. Sweet Pea looking stoic, just breathing it out, ready to find her mark with this short time in third round.
Ooh, explosive finish.
Hey, I mean, that was probably a little bit of a frustration punch after the final bell for Flores.
Possibly a move to 125 for Flores. I don't know how much she walks around at, but a big size difference between the two.
Yeah. Well, and PeLar typically is a flyweight as well, but just given she's had issues with finding somebody at 25 and at the same time figured, hey, if there's somebody who's willing to do it at 35 and I don't have to go through the rigors of a weight cut, well, let's go and get one in. Let's figure out what it's all about at this thin Colorado altitude, and then we'll see what cutting weight does after that.
Absolutely. What, 3-0 now probably after that performance?
You know, we're not judges. We don't have an official ruling over here, but I think it's pretty fair to say that PeLar Handie's going to walk away with a 30-27 unanimous decision victory here today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. It's going to tear up the scene. She had good grappling, too.
Absolutely. And again, I want to see more of Flores, too, because she just happened to run into probably one of the most well-versed ladies on the amateur scene right now. PeLar, this is her first fight here in Colorado, but again, this young lady comes from a family full of fighters. She is extremely athletic, as you saw within the fight itself, and she has a flair for showmanship. She is going to do all of the it factor things that this business is going to ask for, too. So lots of things to come for both.
Flores right here. All right, guys, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge number 1 scores about 30-27. Judge number 2 scores about 29-28. Judge number 3 scores about 30-27. Declaring your winner via unanimous decision. And fighting out of the blue corner, PeLar Handie.
And congratulations